Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a story that's close to my heart. A story about the tiniest creatures with the biggest impact. I'm talking about bees. Growing up, my grandma had a little garden behind her house, and I'd spend hours watching bees buzz from her lavender to her roses. Back then, I thought they were just cute little bugs. But now, I know they're the superheroes of our food system. So grab a coffee, or maybe some honey tea, and let's explore why bees matter, why they're disappearing, and how we can save them. Trust me, this is a story you won't want to miss. Picture your perfect meal. Maybe it's a crisp summer salad with cherry tomatoes and cucumbers, or a smoothie bowl topped with blueberries and almonds. Now imagine that meal gone. No strawberries, no avocados, no nuts. That's what a world without bees looks like. Why? Because bees pollinate about 75% of the crops we eat. From apples to zucchini, coffee to chocolate, bees make it happen. Without them, our plates would be empty, our farms would struggle, and our grocery bills, ouch. Let's just say you'd need a second job to afford a carrot. So, how do bees work their magic? It's all about a love story between bees and flowers. Bees are like the ultimate wingmen for plants. They fly from flower to flower, sipping nectar, a sweet energy drink for bees, and collecting pollen on their fuzzy bodies. When they visit the next flower, some of that pollen rubs off, helping the plant make seeds, fruits, and veggies. It's called pollination, and it's the key to growing most of our food. But here's the cool part. Bees need flowers just as much as flowers need bees. Flowers provide nectar and pollen, which bees use to feed their colonies. It's a win-win, a symbiotic relationship that's been going strong for millions of years. Let's zoom in on a single bee. In one day, a bee might visit thousands of flowers, pollinating as it goes. Multiply that by millions of bees, and you've got a global food factory. Bees don't just help grow crops, they support entire ecosystems. They pollinate wild plants that feed birds, mammals, and other insects. And get this, pollination by bees is worth hundreds of billions of dollars to global agriculture. In the US alone, bees contribute to over $15 billion in crop value every year. That's almonds in California, apples in Washington, pumpkins in Illinois. You name it, bees are behind it. I'm here at my local farmer's market, and just look at this bounty. Peaches, zucchini, honey, none of this would be here without bees. But here's where the story gets serious. Since the early 2000s, bee populations have been plummeting. Beekeepers are reporting losses of 30%, 40%, even 50% of their colonies in a single year. It's called colony collapse disorder, and it's like a mystery thriller with no easy answers. So what's killing our bees? And what does it mean for our food? Let's dig in. Bees are up against some tough enemies. First up, pesticides. Chemicals like neonicotinoids, try saying that 5 times fast, are sprayed on crops to kill pests, but they're also deadly to bees. These pesticides can confuse bees, weaken their immune systems, and even kill entire hives. Next, there's habitat loss. As cities sprawl and farmland takes over, wildflower meadows, bees' favorite hangout, are vanishing. Imagine if your kitchen disappeared and you had to fly miles to find food. That's what bees are dealing with. And then there's climate change. Warmer winters mess with bees' hibernation. Early springs trick flowers into blooming too soon, and droughts dry up nectar sources. It's a perfect storm, and bees are caught in the middle. I met Sarah, a beekeeper who's been tending hives for 20 years. She told me about the heartbreak of opening a hive and finding it empty. It's like losing family, she said. In one bad year, she lost half her bees. Half, and she's not alone. Beekeepers across the world are seeing the same thing. But it's not just about honey or beeswax candles. When bees die, crops fail. When crops fail, food prices soar. And when prices soar, people go hungry. This isn't just a problem for farmers, it's a crisis for all of us. Let's play out the worst-case scenario. Without bees, entire crops could collapse. Almonds? Gone. Bees pollinate 100% of US almond orchards. Blueberries? Say goodbye, yields could drop by 90%. Apples, pumpkins, avocados, same story. The result? Food shortages, skyrocketing prices, and a world where fresh produce is a luxury. In some countries, farmers are already hand-pollinating crops because there aren't enough bees. Imagine spending hours dusting pollen onto flowers with a paintbrush. It's slow, expensive, and nowhere near as effective as a bee. This is the future we're risking if we don't act. Okay, deep breath. That was heavy, but here's the good news. We can save the bees. And it starts with simple, practical steps. First, let's talk about creating pollinator-friendly spaces. That means planting flowers bees love. Think lavender, sunflowers, clover, or borage. You don't need a big yard. A few pots on your balcony or a window box will do. Second, we need to ditch harmful pesticides. There are natural alternatives like neem oil or introducing ladybugs to eat aphids. And third, let's support sustainable farming. Look for organic produce or farms that use bee-friendly practices. These choices send a message. We care about bees, and we want a food system that works for everyone. But it's not just about what you do, it's about what we do together. Communities are stepping up in amazing ways. In New York, urban beekeepers are tending hives on rooftops. In Europe, pollinator highways are turning roadsides into wildflower havens. And schools are teaching kids about bees through hands-on projects. I visited a school where third graders built a bee hotel, basically a cozy Airbnb for solitary bees. It was adorable and effective. These efforts show that when we work together, we can make a difference. Here's a challenge for you. This week, buy some local honey. Not only is it a treat, seriously, have you tried honey on toast? But it supports beekeepers who are fighting to keep bees alive. And while you're at it, check out your local farmers market. Ask vendors if they use bee-friendly practices. Your dollars are votes for a better future. Oh, and one more thing. Skip the pesticides in your garden. Try companion planting, marigolds next to tomatoes, for example, to keep pests away naturally. Your backyard can be a sanctuary for bees. Of course, this isn't just about individuals. Governments need to step up with policies that protect bee habitats and ban harmful pesticides. The European Union already banned some neonicotinoids, and it's making a difference. We need more of that. Businesses can help too. Think companies pledging to use sustainable ingredients or funding bee research. And speaking of research, scientists are doing incredible work. They're studying bee microbiomes, the bacteria in their guts, to find ways to boost their health. Others are developing pest-resistant crops that don't need toxic sprays. It's like a superhero team for bees. I love seeing communities rally for bees. Look at this. Families planting pollinator patches, volunteers building bee hotels, and everyone buzzing with excitement. Did you know that 1 out of every 3 bites of food you eat depends on pollinators? That's your pizza, your tacos, your ice cream sundae, all thanks to bees. So let's keep the momentum going. Share this video, talk to your friends, and get involved. Maybe start a pollinator garden at your school or join a local beekeeping club. Every action counts. So, what's the big picture? It's hope. The bee crisis is serious, but it's not hopeless. By protecting bees, we're protecting our food, our ecosystems, and our planet. Imagine a future where bees are thriving, fields are alive with color, and our tables are full of fresh, affordable food. That's not a dream. It's a goal we can reach together. From planting a single flower to advocating for policy change, every step moves us closer to that future. Host. All right, friends, here's my call to action. This week, do one thing for bees. Plant a flower, buy local honey, or share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Bees might be small, but their impact is massive, and so is yours. Let's keep the buzz alive and make sure these tiny heroes keep saving our food system. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Until then, stay curious, stay kind, and keep cheering for the bees.